Believe I am live. I cannot be sure. I press the button. Oh, yep. There it goes. It shows me getting my fat butt in. Anyway, I'm sorry. I need to shut that because really, I can't have two visions of myself going on at the same time. Hello, everybody who's tuned in this evening. What I would like to do first off is to show you guys, and actually I need to get that up again. So I want to show you guys the latest build. I put another one together right before I started this evening. How is everybody doing? By the way, thanks to everybody who tuned in. I see my sound levels are good. I guess you're hearing me, right? I see 6 people, maybe. Hi. Hello. Hello. Chat to me if you can hear me. Please do it. And by the way, if you have any questions or comments or criticisms or about the Peace Island development process of the game itself, please let me know. But what I want to do right now is I'm going to just start up, like as I said, just the most recent build, which I created about 15 minutes ago, 9:10. And let's get that started. Oh, yeah, yes, yeah. Hello, Seven and Wayne Van Veer Tweezen. I hope that's, I pronounced that Van Veer Tweezen. No, I'm going to be doing this on the left. And I'm going to get started, and I'm going to wait for it to come up before I bring it into the stream, because just the way things are a little bit wacky tonight as far as like our stream goes, but we're going to get, wait for the program to respond. I just need to bring this up again so I can see you guys in here. So, is everybody here, who here is like a sponsor of us on Patreon? Oh, hold on. I got it up. Hold on for a moment. I need to go over to my OBS. I'm such a newbie at streaming. Sometimes I need to. I gotta figure it all out. But what I'm gonna do is window. Sorry. Thank you for everybody's patience. There we go. I'm gonna get rid of that. So, that, by the way, and hopefully it's not too overpowering. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a little bit loud. I'm going to bring that down just a bit. And what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to bring this over here so I can actually see your comments as I'm talking. Yeah. Let's see. Good evening. Kathy. Hi, Kathy Burst. Thank you so very much for your sponsorship, seriously. What's going on here? I'm seeing on my screen here. Give me just one moment, guys. This is just really whack. I'm getting like multiple windows. I think maybe what we're getting here is just... There we go. Bring that up. And I'm wondering how come it shows that window on that side. I'm just going to minimize this. Or can I just see? You know, guys, I do not know why this is going on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close this just so I can see what's going on here. Wow. For some reason, I'm getting this very strange effect here, guys. It's like YouTube is pasted on top of this thing, and there's no way I can get rid of it. So what I'm going to do really quick, guys, is I'm going to just delete. I'm very sorry that this is so annoying. But here's the thing, guys, is that it's not letting me actually broadcast a window of... I'm going to just try one more time, window capture. I'm going to call this a piece. Goodness, I'm probably losing people minute by the minute. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah, unfortunately, the window is still on top of it. Okay, get rid of that again. Yes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace that with just a straight up display capture. Yes. Ah, there we go, guys. I think we are good here. Thank you so much for your patience, everybody. It's just, I blame OBS Studio because, quite frankly, that was just very bizarre. I was pasting but anyway, new game. We're just going to go. Now, we don't have much in the way to show off since last week when we did this. And actually, I need to bring up the desktop so you can hear a little bit of the background audio. Okay, great. What we've been mostly doing, and I'm going to bring this over here, so hopefully I can see just the chats. All right, looks like everything is going good. Good. Yeah. Because really what we have been doing as of late, and let me get my video window over here, is just really improving our baking system, our textures, etc. And actually, Richard got in touch with me today. We have a brand new piece of soundtrack that hopefully I can play for you guys a little bit later. Yeah, geez, we've been 5 minutes into this and we haven't even seen the new game yet. I'm so sorry, guys. Thank you for your patience. I'm going to see if there are any questions while this is loading. Okay. Marshall, thank you so much. I actually really enjoy writing those Patreon updates. It's just really interesting, the journey that game development is. Oh, and you know what I was going to do is I was going to go into the history of Peace Island tonight. But again, I am going to go into that. But first off, I just want to show you guys, the latest build. And we're getting a little bit of, performance issues. Because I think I'm playing it at Ultra. Yeah, we're having Ultra issues. Jeez. This is easily fixable, guys. You're just going to have to sit through the waiting thing again. And this time we got it a little bit better. So what we're going to do is bring it down to high. Understand, this is a very large amount of post-process effects. Sometimes when I play it and I'm streaming it, it doesn't perform all that well. Because it's constantly trying to shove it up on one. Oh, there we go. And thanks everybody for your patience. When can we access alphas? Kathy Burns asks. Let's see, do I have my audio up? Good, I have my audio up. Fantastic. Fantastic is my fancy. Actually, Kathy, if you go to our Patreon and you donate $1, you can gain access to the latest alpha. In fact, we just released another alpha cup about a month ago, and we've actually made a heck of a lot of improvements to streaming and the player controller since then, and performance is just so much better. I think I need to turn down the background, but I'm just going to run this again. New game, and that's running ultra high. So yeah, just donate $1 to our Patreon, and I'll type it into the text here. Patreon.com/Peace Island. I keep on forgetting that we have so many people that are coming and donating $1 or $2 that actually the latest alpha may not be buried down below. I need to get that a little bit more worked out. Even running a Patreon is just such a difference. A different thing. And I realize, let's see. Oh, hi, Kathy. Okay, Kathy, thank you for letting me know about that. And what I'm going to do is this very evening is I will be posting a new link to the latest alpha for all the people who have joined lately. And I'm very sorry, Kathy, that you have not had a chance to play it. But as you can see it here right now, you can see, let me just get this guy. Now, understand that the player control, everything is still very much a work in progress. what we do is we've done a heck of a lot of improvements to the player control. The cats are moving a heck of a lot more fluidly. The jumps are more fluid. We're always getting better performance. We're basically, if you have not seen the entirety of the game world, what I'm going to do here, and let me see if I can drag this over here. Oops, wrong window I'm dragging. Display capture. There we go. Let's see here. What we are is we are. Yeah, it is capturing. We are right about here on the island, and I think I've done runs around the island before. It's around 8 minutes. Oh no, 8 to 10 minutes to go around the entire. Well, actually, this area here. But understand, we're trying to focus on quality over quantity in terms of the game world. And I keep on looking at the camera because I'm trying to talk to you personally, and I don't even have my camera drenched up. Let me see. But anyway, I just want to give you an idea of how big the game world was there. Let's see, escape out of that. And I want to center, actually, it seems that the play window over here has been knocked out of center. Yeah, I'll just leave that there. And we're going to just dash over to another cat really quick. Right now, our animators are working on getting the cat being able to climb and do more interaction, sort of like swiping at things. Oh, that's the radio. They can hear playing. I'll just. Collection could draw up from me nostalgic affection. Yeah, I'll just bring that down again. Right now, the radio station has about a half-hour-long radio program. I'm thinking of expanding it to 90 minutes, quite frankly, because there's a lot of content I would really love to include. Now, if you guys didn't know, we had a collider issue there. I'm very sorry. Doing a quadruped in IK and gaming right now is one of the toughest things that, you know, I mean, geez, even like huge, larger developers have issues with it, such as Bethesda and et cetera, et cetera. And really, I'm so lucky to have people working with us on creating like natural cat movement, natural cat IK. I mean, really, when you think about it, cat, unlike a human, does not rotate on like a pivot. A cat like flows. The first part of the body moves in. Oh, sorry, that's a bad example. Let me just see here. In front of the back part. The back part has to follow. So you're dealing with like a jointed body of sorts. And my goodness, again, I'm so lucky to have people working with this on me. But if you had any questions about what the game was about, I want to show you the entire game. Well, what I'm going to do is, before I go into like a little bit of a history lesson here, is I'm going to show you just this one place on the island that we didn't get to last time. I apologize for the clumsy music. Richard is in the process of creating a new soundtrack for us. And by the way, oh, there we go. Yeah. If you ever got the postcards, and I think we're going to touch on that soon, you will have gotten the one that was about the amusement park that used to be all the way up here on the island. Let's see here. Yeah, the controller is not perfect, by the way. It's a work in progress, as is most things. Let's see here. I just want to bring us to a place here where we can be among the surf for a moment. We can catch up on if there's any questions or anything. Just nice place. But yeah, there we are. This is actually a location that's based upon. Let me bring my camera up here so you can actually see me for a moment. Oh my goodness. There we go. Sorry. Let's see. Camera. Video capture. Oh, there I am. Let me shrink my ugly mug down and escape out of this. Because I hate looking at the window and not knowing that you're talking to me. So, there we go. And so I'll tab out of that. In Chesapeake Bay in Virginia, there is an island called Tangier Island. It was first discovered by Captain Cook in 1610, I believe, but the historical facts of that are somewhat hazy. Um, but unfortunately, it's lost 66% of its landmass to a wave erosion and rising sea levels, and there used to be a complete other town on the northern side of the island called they called it Uppards. And it was unfortunately, over the course of decades of wear and tear, it was a entire community that died. And there are people that come from the southern part of Tangier Island, which by itself is also washing away, to routinely gather up the bones from the old cemetery that are routinely being exposed by wave erosion up there. And I emphasize wave erosion because the people on Tangier Island are fundamentalists who do not believe in climate change. But you know what? I'm getting off the subject of our game. I'm going to see if there are any questions really quick over here, if you don't mind. Just give me 1 second. And by the way, you can see the cat's he got gone to sleep because he's so bored with my bantering. Let's see. Okay, no questions or anything. So what I'm going to do here, it looks like we have about 11 people here. So I'm just going to put a question out there to you guys. Who has played the alpha? Who is a contributor? I mean, who is a contributor here? Who has played the alphas? Who hasn't? I'm just curious because I don't know who's tuning in. So if you could, if you don't know how to, contribute, again, I put the Patreon down there. But let me see if I can just Alt-tab over to something that's a little bit more. Let's see, Alt-F4. Oh, wrong Windows. Very sorry. Thank goodness I didn't do that to my streaming. All right, now one thing is though, oh goodness, I did turn off my browser, sorry. It looks like I turned off my browser, guys, sorry. I hope I'm still broadcasting. Restore, thank you, yeah, okay, good. Let's see, am I still streaming? Oh my goodness, it looks like I may have stopped. Oh, no. Okay, guys. Okay. Oh, hi, Seven. I'm very sorry for the lack of um, presence on Reddit as of recently. It's just, yeah, it's gotten a little bit more recognition on there, but I don't know. Reddit is an atmosphere that I'm still getting used to, even though I've been on Reddit for about 7 years. It's got a weird, community to it. Yes, you are. Yes, I am. Marcel? I'm very sorry. I just seem to be just interacting with this, and you're watching like a desktop. What I was going to do is I was going to talk about like the history of Peace Island, and what I would really like to do really quick is just open up Photoshop because this will give you a. And also, I want to open up the editor, but that'll just come out in a moment. Let's see, Photoshop. My goodness, I'm bad at this live streaming stuff. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get my screen up so I can see what we've got going on. Fantastic. You can see my Photoshop down here. Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to say that, when we were creating Peace Island, the game, from the very beginning, we were looking to not just create a story that took place in present time in the moment that the player is walking through. We really wanted an experience that really matches what actually is happening out on the island. I mean, for example, let me just show you. You can see on my right-hand side of my screen here, I have a map of the island as it is in present day. Let me see if I can just maximize. Yeah, exactly. Over here, if you can see up here, downwards, that's where we just were inside the game. And over here on the right, yeah, you got the modern version of the island and how it exists today. But the thing is that the islands that this game is based upon have a very complex history. And I mean, I moved here to Maine in 2010, and I was number one astounded at the history of Maine that is so far unknown in the United States as a whole. I mean, we were such a great contributor to the Underground Railroad and abolitionism, et cetera, et cetera. And also, I mean, until I moved up here, until I saw Ken Burns' documentary, I didn't know that Portland was the home of Prohibition. Believe it or not, I mean, right up the street, there's the Neil Dow House, and that's the guy that was responsible for Prohibition all over this country. And right now, I think you can buy liquor or beer at about 5 locations within 20 feet of his old house. So, great job there, Neil Dow. But at least we remember you. Anyway, I'm getting off of this. And you see over here on the right, what we have is what the island used to look like about 200 years ago. Because, let me see, can I go to, what I really want to do here is bring open some images of Peaks Island postcard. If you are not aware, let me bring this up. Hopefully I can bring, yeah, I know I can bring this up. Just bring a tab. There we go. Yeah. Bring this over here, and we can go to, let's go to Maps. Now, I'm pretty sure that the people here who are tuning in who live in the state of Maine are aware of this, and I'm pretty sure that, you know, most who have visited this island will notice. Right here we have that island called Peaks Island. It is, as you can see, very, let me bring that up again, very similar to Peace Island. And that is because Peaks Island, number one, sounds like Peace Island, and it was actually Laura, my co-lead developer's nickname for the islands. It still is. It's just that Peaks is the most sort of like tourist-friendly. I couldn't imagine setting a game like Peaks Island on any of the other islands of Casco Bay. I mean, for example, Cliff Island here. I'm just going to get into, you know, satellite view. I could imagine setting a Lovecraftian sort of adventure on an island like this, but I could not imagine setting a nice general non-violent adventure game on Cliff Island, because Cliff Island is they have a history that goes back 300 years, and there are only 35 year-round residents on that island, which makes it just this very, where I'm losing people, sorry guys, hey, I will go into the game a little bit more in a bit, but I've included elements from all of these islands, and I want to go back, I'm going to go back to the history in just a moment, because this island also, out of all the islands of Casco Bay, has the most well-documented history. And I just want to show you an example of this. Let me just go over to this. I'm just going to look for, because these are very easy to find, antique. I'm just going to bring that up, going to do an image. Now I'm looking for the antique Peaks Island photographs, and I'm just trying to find this one great photograph that just shows everything that used to be there. Well, any one of these will do. I mean, really, this one. Let's just see here. Open image in new tab. Open image in new tab. And we're going to go over here, and we're just going to zoom in. I know it's low res, but understand, this is what visitors to Peaks Island would have seen if they visited there in anywhere from, say, 1880 all the way up until about, the 1920s. Now, understand, what you're seeing here is a 5-story hotel on the right here. And this is a world-class theater right here. It actually used to be run by George M. Cohan, the guy who wrote Yankee Doodle Dandy. And actually, Peaks Island he considered to be, because he also ran a theater in New York City, he would run a play on Peaks Island, and if it was a success there, he was like, okay, this will play in New York City. So actually, Maine was, for like one of the founders of American theater, his, the kids in the hall room. I'm sorry if I'm rambling on about Peaks Island, but I want to give you an understanding of why, the history of this is so important, of like the island, and within the game is so important. Because, can I just say, if you, and this hill slope right now, after this photograph was taken, was another huge hotel was erected on this spot, and to the left of the big world-class theater here, there was I think it was to the left here. There's a roller coaster, and none of this stuff is here today. None of this stuff. You could see little remnants of it, and you could see names that are similar. And nothing on the island is as big as what you see in these things. There are some shots of certain parts of the island that look like Brooklyn. And right now, when you go to to the island, the same spot, it's such a different area. And that is why, let me just go here. That is why such an emphasis was put upon, where things are, and what their history was, and why they were there, and how long they have been there. Because I've always found one of the most interesting things is just to go out into the islands and explore. I really hate to say this because we're up to 12 years. I've been, I was so having a hard time getting the stream together. I did not visit the restaurant for about 30 minutes before the stream began, and it seems I'm going over my time. But hey, I don't have a problem with that. If you don't, let me visit the restroom, and I will be right back. In the interim, I'll just leave these two maps up here. You can take a look. Do you have any questions, by the way? I do see a little bit of stuff going on. Okay, Richard Walters, everybody, really quick. Again, I'm going to be doing another Patreon update for recent Patreon folks that has links to the most recent PC and Mac versions of the alpha, okay? Thank you for your patience. I will be right back, and we're down to 10. I'll see you soon. Give me about, say about 60 seconds, okay? Take care. Hey guys, thank you. Thank you for your patience. Let's see, we're 10 folks. I'm just going to check out what people have been saying because I've been so busy talking over here. I'm sorry. Thank you for your patience. Bailey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Actually, I have absolutely no problem doing these live casts. It's just that when I am doing these live casts, I'm sort of taking over this space. Understand, my office is right adjacent to our living room, and as long as I'm, we can't get onto that. But there's a. Oh, jeez. Sorry, guys. I want to do one last thing. I want to grab another beverage before we continue because I want to get into. I want to show you one more thing about real world history that has influenced this game, and then I want to go into a little bit of the real history of Peace Island. I will be back, I swear to goodness, about 15 seconds. Thank you guys so much. Alrighty. We're up to 13. People love it when I'm not sitting here. They're like, hey, this is great. I want to tune in. It's an empty view of a main apartment. All right, give me one moment. And I just want to set this up properly because, it's sort of an esoteric thing, but it's going to play sort of, a role in the game about detecting where all these old structures are. And just give me one moment. Let me bring up my OBS. Yeah, I use OBS Studio for this. If you guys know of maybe I should bring in an OBS guru if there is such a thing, because honest to goodness, I get this wrong so many times. Alrighty. Let's see. Display capture. Alright. Alright. We got that right. Just give me a moment because I have all this overlap. Let me just bring this up. I'm very sorry. Just. Video capture. Hi, all 13 people who tuned in. I'm just bringing out myself up so that I could talk to you about this utterly thing that's fascinating, probably only to me, but I just want to make sure that I get this right. So let's see here. What I'm going to do here is display. Make sure that is off. Okay, great. Just give me a second. Okay, what I need to do here. Now, may have encountered these too if you're anything of a hiker or a wildlife explorer or such. These are pretty much what you see there. These are staircases to nowhere. Now, I have always found these to be fascinating little features, and I thought it was everybody likes seeing old archaeological ruins and such, but I found out there is sort of phenomenon associated. Where you might find just old remnants of human habitation or human activity. And what it does is it ties into our affinity for things such as liminal images. Very sorry. Audio problems, guys. I'm very sorry. Okay, if you're not aware of what liminal images are, I need to just maybe give you a. They are these images. Let me just bring up Internet Explorer. I am just so out of this. I don't understand. I'm just so old. And bring up my OBS over here so I could see what I'm putting out there. All right. Yeah, great. And what I need to do is, yeah, there we go. Okay, bring back that. Let's see. What I'm going to do is just talk to you about liminal spaces for a moment. Liminal spaces, and this ties into sort of like the fascination that I have with these things. It's these images of ghostly unoccupied areas, and this ties into the whole like stairs in the forest thing, because it's when you encounter an area that you believe on a certain level should be occupied and you come across and it's completely empty, I think I forget exactly what it's called, but I'm just going to call it this the liminal stairs in the forest effect, where you stumble upon something where you think something very significant happened, but you missed out on it on a level of centuries, perhaps. Now, what I was going to do is I was going to go more into the history of the island itself. Now, I'm going to just go back to our video feed and see if anybody has any questions. I thank you so much for your patience, by the way. Goodness gracious. Sorry. Close that. And let's see. Don't save. Yeah. All right. See, yeah, I was going to take a look at your questions and concerns. I'm sorry for it's kind of hard to follow all of that. Yeah, okay. Don't know what's going on, but it's all cool. Somebody said something. I can't really. Something about a red rat. Audio issue. I don't know what happened. I can't really rewind because we're still in the middle of like a live stream. I'll have to go back and take a look at it later. I'm sorry, guys. You know, like I said, I'm just having an issue with this. I'm 50 years old. I'm almost a boomer, and I'm not the most expert thing when it comes to live casting. I'm sorry if we're having errors. But anyway, what I was going to do was okay. Now, I would like to really go into perhaps the Unity application itself and just give you a little bit of a tour. How much do you guys know of the history behind the game? I mean, do you know about Aloysius Ellison and like the Free Island Republic and everything? What do you know and what don't you know? Jeez, I'm just so sloppy at this. Look at this. Okay, I don't know what the heck went on, but you know, I'll just take a look at it a little bit later. Oh, Dave Mack. Oh, David Mackey. Is that Lord David Mackey there? Dave Mack. Hi, David. David, if this is Dave, thanks for tuning in. Nice to see you. I don't know how many other people. Oh, 17 people. I think this is most people we've had tuning in. Understand I'm opening Unity at this point because really to show you, to really zoom around the island and show you the history and such. I need to go to this one scene where I could just show you the broad picture. But I'll just go into it. If there was any sort of history to Peace Island, it would have to start in, around the same time that, Tangier Island was discovered around 1610. But it really dovetailed around the time of the War of the Spanish-American War and the Missouri Compromise around 1820. And that's when a certain individual by the name of Aloysius Ellison, let me see if I believe I have pictures of that handsome man. I can bring him up. He decided that what he was going to do, he was an abolitionist. He was an early, guide on the Underground Railroad. And he was just not really keen on having, his island, his home, becoming part of a country that still had slavery in it. So, oh my God, I put my face right over the elder statements. I'm sorry, guy. Sorry, Aloysius. There you are, noble man that you are. He wanted to form a independent republic on the island because he believed that because the island was exactly 12 miles off the U.S. coast, it was not covered under the Missouri Compromise maps. And that is really the breaking point between our history and the island, because there are so many other things that came out as a result of that. For example, if anybody has played the game or the alpha so far, and it doesn't look like so many people here have, his great grandson now runs, well, not that many greats. I haven't figured out. We have his family tree somewhere. Trust me, we got this covered. But his ancestor, several generations removed, still bears that grudge from 200 years ago. Being slighted by this government, and he's, the U.S. government. And he still believes he's the only true believer in the Free Island Republic, and I sort of model him after Alex Jones, but we won't go into that and give Alex Jones any more airplay than he deserves. Let's see. Now I'm going to see. It looks like Unity is open, so I have a display view. Okay, yeah, fantastic. I need to go into my personal scene, because right now, I don't think I'm giving away any trade secrets. I'm going to just scale this down. And just bring that to the middle and maximize that. By the way, I'm going to check and see if we got any more questions. Sorry. Takes it a second. There we go. There's just so much memory. Let's see. Well, oh, yeah. All right, we want to go to my scene here. Thank you so much for your patience. Finalize. Don't save, of course. Now, look at this main scene here. I will tell you this. Look at this main scene. Do you see anything moving around in it? Do you see anything that, other than this, panel? And so, believe it or not, that is the main scene. I don't want to give away trade secrets, but essentially, everything is called up dynamically as the cats move around the island, and inside the main, back-end scene, there is, really very little except for the ocean and the sunset. All right, there we go. Now, let's see here. And this is, if I don't think I'm giving away any secrets here. Again, I don't mind showing you a complete map of the island right now, because that has been released on postcards already. But you can see here again how similar it is to Peaks Island. But let's see if we just zip back over to here. Yeah, I'm gonna see. You can see how. Let's just zoom here. Sorry, just get this. There we are. And move this over here and make sure. Okay, great. Great. Then at one point, the town left off here. This is actually the original colonial settlement. And most of the oldest buildings can be found up here. But you see, in World War II, this landing was expanded, and just about everything south of the library dates from World War II or later. Because this is something, again, similar to what happened on many of the islands out in Casco Bay. Back in the actually before World War II, this road, this external road on Peaks Island, never even existed. There was a community, I believe here, a community here, and a community over here, and that's where that ferry left off, In fact, let me show you that. Oh, no, I think I went into that earlier. Or am I imagining another time? Who knows? But here's the thing. is that Aloysius Ellison, his plans for creating that little independent republic on the island didn't last very long because of things that you'll find out. Well, because besides the inevitable, if somebody tries to create an independent republic on an island that's about a mile by a mile and a half wide, um, but they lost all the territory. They used to run, this entire side of the island over here. And the first humiliation came after the U.S. government came in and, basically said, okay, we're taking 10% of your land over here. And, you're going to spend a little bit of time in jail because you're just so ridiculous. And with your little proclamation of independence and et cetera, et cetera. And when he came back, successive generations tried to keep what they had, but what happened is in World War II, you see, this entire area over here, you can see, used to be just farmland. But what happened in World War II, there we go, was that the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers needed to, I'm covering everything up with my ugly face. I should just get that out of there and actually move this over, maybe. No. Oh, my goodness. There we are. Sorry. The Army Corps of Engineers, they wanted to, essentially, they wanted to build a battery to guard against German submarine activity in World War II, because they usually approach in that direction. And unfortunately, because of that, as you can see right now, and none of these lowlands that exist in the water there, oh, sorry. Hold on, let me turn this all off. So I'm going to zoom in, see if I can zoom in. Come on, guys. All right, we're getting closer. There we are. Sorry for being so distracted. But I probably, considering I've been so quarantined this year, this is like almost my walking through the woods. But you see here, all of this stuff over here, the wetlands did not exist in the other map. That is because, again, in World War II, they had to blast away the remnants of the Ellison farmlands away to ensure that their gun battery was at the proper elevation. Now, how does this tie into other things on the island? So many things, my goodness. For example, up here, again, this is the remnants of the amusement park that was up here. While they were blasting away that guy's land, not many tourists wanted to come to this amusement park. And I seem to be up on 46 minutes, and I need to see if there are any questions, because I may be just boring the pants off of everybody here. After that happened, the people up here they turned Greenwood Gardens. Let me see here if I can bring that up again. Yeah, I had file open recent. Just give me a postcard. Yes. You see, this is the amusement park that used to reside up there. I think I showed this to you earlier. I hope I did. Otherwise, I'm having this well, so much on my mind, I guess. Cancel, sorry. And what they did was they just said, hey, if we can't get tourists coming into our little amusement park anymore, we're just going to turn it into a farm because, the Ellison Farms just lost the majority of their land. And, this is just, I'm sorry if I'm rambling on and on about this one, like historical storyline that doesn't, that's sort of like tangential to the main story of the game, but I'm just trying to impress on you that, I'm sorry for the belchy there, but I'm just trying to impress that, as somebody who's played a lot of open world games, or the attempts at open world games that have come along over the last, when was the last good one? A very long time. Over the last, I'd say, a decade and a half. I've noticed that there are a lot of companies out there just don't spend time on writing and figuring things out. And instead they just say, hey, this is happening because an ancient evil rose from the east, and it's your duty to do. Well, where is the origin of that ancient evil? What does it have to do with this, that, and the other? And the writing that ties it to the players is usually incredibly lazy, and that you're either a Mary Sue or Gary. What's the other, Gary Stu, that came along, or you just happen to have been, oh my gosh, the lost inheritor of this great thing. And there are only so many times you can do that before it becomes bland. We are trying to create a world, like I said at the very beginning, where quality matters over quantity. Again, this island is relatively small in the realm of open world games, but we're hoping that in the end, every inch of this will be significant. Like I was talking about earlier about the abandoned staircases, and that you'll be able to find, oh my goodness, this was the location of this back in the day, et cetera, et cetera. And there are other things such as the geo landmarks that I think are somewhere, and I think they may be mentioned in the Kickstarter campaign, but that was a long time ago. Again, what I'm trying to do here is just create a world that might be small, but as as your agency is unlocked, new layers of it will be revealed to you. For example, I really want, and hopefully this is not outside the realm of development. I would like historical tours. Because, for example, you go to the museum, and the cats can pick up an earpiece, and as they walk around the island, there are little like waypoints that tell of the history of this, that, and the other. And one of the things that Laura and I are writing right now is that, for example, let's see, Alexander Ellison over here. He has, the Free Island Republic Museum, where he's telling, the true story of what happened. But right over here, let's see, we have the Historical Society. Let me just zoom in on that. And I don't want to make it necessary that players have to visit both locations and go through every museum tour, audio tour, and walk around the island and see it. But I would like it so to make a game where people's enjoyment of the game and experience is a lot more richer if they do take the time out to do such things and find out for themselves who's telling the truth. Is it this guy at the Historical Society, or is it Alexander Ellison? And maybe, whichever one you decide is right, changes the story in a way. Again, this is stuff that I've always talked about spoilers. Now, I'm going to go over to the browser window. I don't even know if I have any questions at all, or if I even... Okay, great. A lot of people. Oh, let me move this over here so we just don't have... Let's see. Oh my gosh, 17 people still. Okay. Let's see, Bailey, Daniel, David Mackey. When you look back at this, you'll see the feed was interrupted by wheel fire. Okay. Again, I'm looking forward to this. I'm just hearing flashes of red rats or something. I'll take a look at it later. I don't want to go into it because really I need to answer these questions. Let's see if I'm going to answer the Steam. 2 different tabs at 2 different times. The stream played on 2 different tabs at 2 different times. Then absolutely not. You want to see me just totally turn into Grandpa Simpson? No, not going to happen. Can we see the process of the cat's movement? Always Sunny, Den. And by the way, Always Sunny. I got my Riot T-shirt. Let me see. Am I further back enough? Yeah, my Always Sunny Mac. What was it? Rock Flag and Eagle. Rock Flag and Eagle, baby. Can I just say, Always Sunny got a little bit dark, especially that episode where, Cricket like has the hallucination with the dog at the they're getting a little bit too dark for me, but hey, I guess I'm old. Let's just go on that. Oh, cats gone. While to show off what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to minimize everything as much as possible, other than this, and I'm going to just show you. Don't save because this is just me messing around. I'm going to bring this over here, and I'm going to show the cat moving in wireframe so that you can see it. And what was the other thing? Oh, am I familiar with Gone Home? Absolutely, I am familiar with Gone Home. It is actually one of the games that inspired Peace Island. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I mean, but the thing is boy, you touched on a thing. Yeah, I watch GDC videos as any aspiring game developer conference videos. Any aspiring game developer should watch the videos because you'll save yourself a lot of headache. And one of the guys they brought on was a guy who said, "Stop the top 7 mistakes you can make it in your game pitch." And number 3, I think, was stop trying to make Gone Home. Because Gone Home was so popular and so well written and so well constructed. And it had that little touch of, the Stranger Things 90s nostalgia. It was a victim of its own. Well, everybody who tried to copy it is a victim of its own success. I have no intention of copying them, but I enjoyed the game tremendously. Now, how the cat operates exactly? Let me just see here if I can. What I can do here is see if I can just focus on. Here's the thing: I cannot tell you exactly how the cat's movement is handled because here's the thing: we are a company now of, I'd say, she's counting everybody that works in our company. We're about 20 people. Right now we have about I think 4 people working on the cat controller, and understand they are working on a level of IK construction and animation that is a little bit above my level of knowledge. I cannot tell you exactly. I can show you how the cat moves, I mean, what it's like when it moves, but I cannot tell you exactly how it's coded or it's put together. Understand that, I mean, that may sound like a cop-out, but here's the thing. If you go to any lead developer of any major game, project of this size, I guarantee you that lead dev will not know how every aspect of that game works together. Let's see. A process of the cat's movement. The process, I would have to ask for a little bit of clarification. And it seems we're running a little bit over, and we have 16 people tuning in. It's kind of weird. I've never had this many people. Hello, everybody. I'm going to move on until I get like a clarification on how do I show the process. I would say that it's handled by a skeleton. That has multiple IKs and multiple scripts that are far above my knowledge. That make it all work together. Like I said at the very beginning when I was showing off the game world a little bit before we went into the boring history stuff, doing a fully articulated IK responsive quadruped inside of a game engine still remains one of the most difficult things that can be done. And again, I'm very privileged to work with people who can handle this. I consult with them every day, but I'm not going to pretend I know every little thing that they're doing. So anyway, plays with that concept. In alpha, I know some none of the audio volume settings would control the sound of the rain. Actually, in the alpha, there's not. That was a Wayne von Vertuysen said asked about the audio levels of the rain. In the alpha, the rain isn't even supposed to be there because in the beta, ideally, when it rains, the cats aren't just going to stand around in the rain and just take it. So that was supposed to be removed from the alpha, and in fact, this, like I said at the very beginning of this live cast, I'm going to be posting for our Patreon folks. And again, go to patreon.com/Peace Island and contribute a buck. You'll be able to test the most recent PC alpha, which will have skybox fixes and animation fixes and a heck of a lot of, neat stuff. And also the Mac version, which has unfortunately yet to be updated. But hey, you'll still have it available. Let's see. I'm going to go down. Okay. Plays well with those same concepts. Storytelling through discovery. Yeah. Again, Gone Home, I'm not ashamed to say, was an inspiration to the game. Also, can I say a great inspiration to us was Monument Valley. It's a platform, not a platform, a mobile game, and it's mostly these Escher-esque, very beautiful. Sorry for all the belching, guys. I've been drinking carbonated beverages since we started. What we liked about Monument Valley is that from the very start, Monument Valley put you in a very aesthetically beautiful place, and also aesthetically interesting because it's based on H.R. Giger. I'd say that really the three, those two games were the two biggest influences on us very early on. Gone Home and Monument Valley. There were a few others, but none of those stand out as well. If you've not played Monument Valley and have a mobile device, and who hasn't, do yourself a favor and play it. Oh, another game that I'll have to say inspired us, but I don't think we're ever going to be able to come up to their level. It inspired me and Laura. It was The Room. And I'm not talking about the tearing me apart, Lisa, The Room. I'm talking about a mobile game called The Room that's all about like just getting into these very intricate puzzles. And it had this very vague, mysterious, almost Lovecraftian storyline. Yeah, I could probably just go on it. Ultima, the original Ultima. Oh, goodness. I understand I'm 50 years old, and I've been playing video games since I was 14, back when we had the Apple II Plus. So I could go on for hours about the games that have inspired this. But let me see if there are any other statements or questions. Oh, okay. Yeah. They're Pinky in the Brain. Pinky in the Brain. One is genius, the other's insane. Okay, well, goodness. I really need to catch up on this series. That was a series that happened in the early 90s. And understand the early 90s were just like, oh, God, from the age of 20 until the age of like 27 were the worst years of my life. And that was coincidentally like when all the grunge culture happened and so on and so forth, and Pinky in the Brain. The only episode that I really saw was this one episode where they were going to do like this, the world's most sad story. And at one point, it's like they have G. Gordon Liddy of all people, like, because the story is so sad, they just show him like behind the microphone crying. And if you know G. Gordon Liddy, I think you could like kick him in the crotch for the next 25 years and he would never cry. Hey, I'm sorry, I'm going off a Pinky Brain. You got me going. Let's see. Yeah, in the room. Pinky in the Brain confirmed is. Oh, I see what you're saying. Here's the thing. He said that Pinky and the Brain are confirmed as villains at Peace Island. No comment. Let's move on to the next. And I'll just say, no, you're wrong. And I'm not going to comment on it anymore. No, the Pinky and the Brain are not the bad guys. I'm very sorry. I mean, that's a bold guess, I guess. I mean, there are mice and there are like dogs, and I figure that would play into it. I mean, I have seen pictures of the mice in the development chat before. Uh, but no, um, that's the thing. This guy got me on this whole thing about Pinky and the Brain. I don't know where that came from. Out of the blue, and it just got me started. Anyway, let's see. I need to go. Thank you so much. No, actually, Wayne, I'm going to be going off soon because I said I was going to be here for about a half hour, and we've only gone to the history for a bit, and everybody seems to be referring to something that went on earlier. I need to go back and take a look at it because, again, I've probably been screwing half of this live cast, and something might have happened. So let me just see here. Uh, uh, oh, Bailey, I know that. Let me guess, Bailey. Do you have a tuxedo cat, Bailey? For some reason. Oh, Wooferpuff. Wooferpuff. Here's the problem. It is that I couldn't imagine. There are mice in the game. If you're referring to, I mean, you keep going picking the brain, and the two main characters in that were mice. But understand, um, they only they're sort of like the other NPC species in the game. They play a role in it, but I can't say that they're like the villain. The mice have nothing to do with the disappearance of the humans. I'm sorry if that's where you're going, Woof or Puff. I'm just going to leave that there because you just again something happened earlier. I need to go on, and actually I need to call this to an end because Laura really needs to come out and watch the telly rather than me just rambling at people. Yeah. Okay, Bailey. I used to have not a calico, a tuxedo cat, and every evening he would hop onto my desk and insist on rubbing his mouth all over my mouse hand as I was trying to work, and that's very similar. So here's the thing. I've gone so much over the limit, and I didn't even get to the history. I sort of unprepared. I didn't prepare properly for this. So what I'm going to do is what I usually do is I'm going to say I'm going to go for 5 more minutes. And if you guys have anything that you want to talk about, let me know, and I could show. I'll just go into the main scene and we'll walk about for a bit. I'm sorry that I didn't prepare for the historical thing, but I did go into a little bit of the history, one of the historical narratives, and hopefully, that's interesting enough to bring you in. Because, again, that is only one of the big historical narratives going on in the game. And, jeez. It sometimes bends my mind the amount of stuff that we're like sort of story content. And the one thing we're trying to avoid, can I just say before I move on, is that we are trying. I don't want a sequel to Peace Island. I know some people may be going, "Oh, what are you going to do next? You should do Peace Island too." I would like this game. I like the concept of a work of fiction standing on its own. I like it just not leaving it open. I mean, I think the first Matrix movie was great just on its own. Yeah, we don't need to know what Neo did after he flew out of the phone booth. I mean, what's a pony bahoot? Where are the phone booths anymore? Anyway, when he flew out of the phone booth, I thought that was a great ending. It left it up to the imagination of the viewer. And the Warshawskis just crapped on that for 2 other movies, and then they're going to crap on it a third time with a budget of probably $250 million. Great job, Warshawski sisters. Anyway, I want the whole story of Peace Island to be self-contained. I would like it so that to learn the entire story of everything that's going on in the game, you would have to play it at least twice, all the way through. Sort of like, again, I always refer to this. This is another game that inspired Peace Island, A Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. There's this old phrase in game development or gaming that every time that Vampire the Bloodlines Masquerade is mentioned, it's installed somewhere in the world. And I keep on saying Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines because it needs to be installed. That was a game that rewarded multiple play, rewarded different approaches. I mean, it had a very straight narrative, but it had so much range in approaches to that narrative. And a masterwork, a masterpiece, that game. So, where is he? Oh, cat. You know, I was going to play this guy. Because, oh, orange one? Oh, yeah. I was going to see if I can open up piece island here. I'm just going to open up the scene. Scene. And we could just have that playing in the background. Piece island exterior. You know, one thing that I wanted to show you in the last live stream, and it's still not in this live stream, I'm going to see if I can see if I can get a shot of the cat moon. I don't think, in fact, that's the bonus thing. If you guys, if you do join the Patreon, and get the latest PC alpha that I will link to later this evening, you'll be the first player to see the cat moon. And I'm not even going to tell you what the cat moon is, but you'll see it. Let's just see here. I'm just going to play this really quick. You can see it just open. So, it seems, you know. Honey, are you okay? You need some help? What's going on? All right. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, Woofer playing. I see. Dude, again, Woofer, I'm sorry. I think we've gone over this. Woofer Puff. I think we met at like a convention or something a long time ago, or maybe you're somebody else. I get people confused on these live chats, but I don't know what you're getting at there as far as spoilers. I'll have to go take a look at whatever the heck this mouse red rat thing is. But when I do, maybe I'll have a better understanding of what Woofer Puff is talking about. I honestly don't know. But I can tell you that definitely the dogs aren't responsible for the disappearance of humanity. Neither the crows, neither the seagulls, neither are the snails. So really, I enjoy your maybe Woofer Puff. If you do a really good Alex Jones impersonation, maybe you should do a podcast. It would be like Peace Island Theories. Come on over, and I'll tell you about what the real world and the New World Order is going on. Because I saw this thing on a video once, and maybe it was after I took a little bit too much fentanyl. No, I can't make light of fentanyl. I'm sorry, my goodness. You see, I'm not a comedian, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, there he is. There he is. Let's see if we can see the cat moon. Let's bring him around. Oh! Collider issue. Oh, no. It might be. What the hell's going on here? Let's see here. Oh, yeah, because I'm playing it inside of the editor. Actually, there you can see it. Right behind the flag. You can see just a whisper of it. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the cat moon. And those who contribute $1 to our Patreon tonight will, a little bit later on, get a notification about a new PC Alpha up. All right? So, I seem to be going over time all the time. Do we have any questions? All right, more Woofer Puffing. Of the Cat Squad? Yes, it's a moon. But it serves a purpose that you will understand later on as you play the game. Anyway, let's see. Any last question? Do we need Bailey Daniel? Maybe do we need to send some help? Yeah, I am crazy. House Spawn in the Abyss as a cat squad. Okay. Cat aiming a gun at me. Okay, well, hey, if you got a screenshot of a cat aiming a gun at you, I'm pretty sure our devs would really love to see that because that would be a crazy bug. Because I don't think we even animated that. Oh, one thing that I do want to show you is, let's see, have I already knocked over the toilet tissue? Oh, no, no, no. We have the toilet tissue. And by the way, this is, see, oh my goodness, you're not close enough. Yeah, this is an example of, we sort of our variation of the deformable terrain. Again, this is playing inside the editor. You can see that the cat will impact the, and we have different attacks now. Let me just see here. We have the, that's the big SWAT there. And we have this here, and those balls right there are just like stand-ins for markers for animation. But dude, I've been going on and on, and I've been going on more about things outside of history than I am, and I'm afraid that I'm falling into the, Grandpa Simpson's trap. I'd love to talk to you guys all evening, but really, I need to go and do some carpentry in our kitchen. So I'm sorry if I got too long-winded and boring for anybody, but what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and do these live streams every 2 weeks from now on. And actually, in about 3 weeks, Richard, the guy who's doing our soundtrack, our new soundtrack for the game, he will be doing his own solo live stream where he will be demonstrating how he's putting together the generative soundtrack for the game. And I'm really looking forward to that because Richard is just one of these crazy geniuses, seriously. And I'm really looking forward to that. So thanks, guys, for everybody tuning in. And like I said, in 2 weeks we'll meet again. And hopefully I wasn't too boring and off subject. And take care, okay? Whoa, swinging around. All right, and straight, and straight. Yes, and.